All right, you're watching Weather AM, and we've got your national forecast here, tracking the highs and the lows on the third day of October. This is Weather AM, and I'd say this is a high. How about things you see in the fall? Fall colors, we're starting to see that. Here's near St. John, New Brunswick, along the side of the road. What else can you expect to see in fall? Well, I would say the salmon run, of course. This is Toronto's Humber River, swimming upstream. Yeah, this is the journey of survival and propagation of the species. So a very important time in the life of a salmon. And what else can you get in fall? Well, you can get snow, like in Fort St. John, BC. Thank you, Sherry, for this. Yes, we've been up in the beautiful BC Peace Country getting in the snow. We're going to start in the west and see this big deck of clouds right here, this gathering storm. Well, this one here is going to go on quite a road trip. It's going to impact portions of BC today and tomorrow. East of the Rocky Mountains, it redevelops and brings some wind and some rain. Across Ontario and Quebec, change coming next week with cooler temperatures, and it's going to end off next week in the East Coast, bringing rain. So this storm is going to log a lot of miles, have stories to tell, make some friends, and probably maybe a few enemies along the way. We'll start off for today. Really quiet weather across much of southern BC today. Temperatures mid-teens in the interior and the coast. The north coast, though, getting into those rain showers and likely some gusty winds. So the low-pressure system crossing North Vancouver Island drags the cold front across the lower mainland tomorrow morning. So umbrellas needed. Could get rather gusty across the strait. Gusty day for Friday across the interior, but note the rain and the snow will be for the mountains, the coast mountains and the Rockies, with the rain shadow in between. So we could be looking at snowfall as low as about 1,600 meters in some of those coastal mountains and closer to 1,800 meters near the Rockies. So high elevation travel could get a little slushy. Vancouver over the weekend and Victoria mainly dry. The next system that comes in for the weekend targeting just to your north, and I think we'll get back into the rain come Monday. All right, across the prairies, a little cool today. You're feeling that chill, just barely getting into the double digits with rain showers and snow showers towards Hudson Bay. But tomorrow, much warmer in southern Alberta and warming up in Saskatchewan as well. Now that storm system, remember the one going on the road trip? Well, the warm front will bring in the milder air on Friday, but watch for some strong winds Friday night and Saturday, especially southern Saskatchewan and into Manitoba. These gusts could go 60 to 80 kilometers per hour, so some leaves likely coming down off the trees. Here's a look across the rain, mainly to the north, not as much to the south. It's more like the wind. And temperatures, well, warming back up next week. Regina and Winnipeg, you've got a renaissance of 20-degree weather waiting for you next week. Gorgeous day across southern Ontario today. Low 20s from Sudbury to Hamilton, Windsor to Ottawa, and down through Niagara and Toronto. And beautiful day across the Maritimes. A little cooler in Newfoundland. Speaking of cool, well, we've got the upper trough. So the ridge builds in next week for the prairies, brings those warm temperatures. This is going to bring decidedly cooler weather into next week. So there's going to be a transition period. Cottage country, beautiful day on Saturday. Lots of sunshine, mid to upper teens. Sunday, though, there comes the rain. And that cooler air, it's coming to get you in Ottawa by next week. And speaking of next week, heavier rain en route to the East Coast.